In the land of Silvermoor, three powerful factions have existed side by side for centuries: humans, werewolves, and vampires. Their coexistence, fragile as it is, rests on ancient pacts and unyielding traditions that hold the balance between uneasy peace and outright war. Yet balance is fleeting, and in a world governed by fear, duty, and old grudges, it takes just one act of defiance to unravel everything. This is the story of a love forbidden by laws older than memory, a betrayal that cuts deeper than any blade, and a legacy that could change the fate of all. Selene Draven was a young woman of quiet strength, raised in the human village of Elmsworth. Her life was simple, tending to her ailing mother and adhering to the village's age-old rules. Respect the werewolves who prowl the borders, fear the vampires who lurked beyond the woods, and never stray into the forbidden forest. But Selene's fate was never destined to remain simple. Beneath her human appearance lay a secret heritage, one that tied her bloodline to both werewolf and vampire ancestors, a union so forbidden that its very existence could plunge Silvermoor into chaos. It was on a quiet moonlit night in the Silver Woods, a place where mortals dared not tread, that Selene's path crossed with Damon Valen, the exiled prince of the vampire clan. Damon had rejected the brutality of his kin, choosing instead a life of solitude and reflection. When he saw Selene, her beauty and unshakable courage stirred something long dormant in his heart. From that night on, their connection grew. Their shared moments in the shadows of the ancient forest became their haven, a fragile world of stolen glances and whispered dreams. But in Silvermoor, love between the factions was not only forbidden, it was punishable by death. Unbeknownst to them, their bond was not as hidden as they believed. Cale Blackthorn, a noble werewolf warrior and leader of his pack, had long watched over Selene from afar. Bound by tradition and sworn to protect his people, Cale struggled with his growing feelings for her. But when he discovered her relationship with Damon, his heartbreak gave way to anger. "You don't understand what you've done, Selene," Cale warned her one fateful night in the forest. "If the elders find out, they'll kill you and him. You've betrayed your people." Selene, torn between the two men who cared for her in different ways, could only plead, "Cale, Damon is not like the others. He wants peace. This war, it doesn't have to be our fate." But Cale's words were a harsh reminder of reality. Peace means nothing to those who crave power. They'll never accept you, any of us. Far away in the towering halls of the vampire citadel, Astrid Draven, Selene's estranged aunt, watched events unfold with cold calculation. Astrid, an elder in the Vampire Council, had spent decades scheming to restore her kind's dominance over the other factions. To her, Selene's unique bloodline was the key to untold power. Summoning Damon to her chambers, Astrid spoke with poisoned words. "You think love will save her? Foolish boy. The humans and wolves will turn on her the moment they discover the truth. But if she stands with us, if she embraces her heritage, she can be more than their pawn. She can be their queen." Astrid's manipulations set in motion a chain of events that would shatter the fragile peace in Silvermoor. The truth of Selene's heritage could not remain hidden forever. In a moment of betrayal, Astrid revealed Selene's lineage to the faction leaders, exposing her as a symbol of everything they feared. The humans, werewolves, and vampires each blamed one another for the existence of such a union, and war erupted. Chaos consumed Silvermoor. The werewolf clans clashed with vampire warriors in the heart of the forest, their battle cries echoing under the blood moon. The human villages barricaded themselves in fear, their torches lighting the night as they awaited inevitable invasion. And at the center of it all was Selene, hunted by all sides as a threat to their survival. Betrayed by Astrid, distrusted by Cale, and torn from Damon, she fled deep into the woods where she had once found solace. In the heart of the Silver Woods, beneath the glow of the blood moon, Selene stood alone. Her voice rang out, trembling but resolute. Enough! Can't you see? This war will destroy us all. If you cannot lay down your arms, I will stop you myself. Summoning the ancient power hidden within her blood, Selene unleashed a force neither human, werewolf, nor vampire could comprehend. A barrier of light erupted from her, separating the warring factions and forcing an uneasy ceasefire. But the cost of such power was great. Drained and weakened, Selene collapsed, her life hanging by a thread. The war ended that night, not in victory, but in understanding. The leaders of the factions stood in the aftermath, united in awe of Selene's sacrifice. Kale, his voice heavy with guilt, knelt at her side. She saved us all, and I couldn't protect her when it mattered most. Damon, his eyes filled with sorrow, replied, "She's stronger than any of us. But now, it's up to us to honor what she's done. If we fail her, we fail everything." Selene's sacrifice had shown them a path forward, but the wounds of centuries would take time to heal. As the dawn broke over Silvermoor, the once divided factions began to rebuild, not just their lands, but their trust. And though Selene's journey was far from over, her legacy would forever bind the bloodlines of Silvermoor's heart, proving that love, even in its most forbidden form, could be the key to a new future.